Hello guys, how are you? So we're in our factory. We make a lot of our own sofas and chairs and wood products, cabinetry, everything. So we're making a sofa, and I thought it would be a really good opportunity to talk about what to look for in a sofa, sizing, materials, everything about a sofa that you'd want to know and think about. So first thing is, let's just talk about the sofa itself. Materials. What kind of upholstery do you want to choose for your sofa? Well, of course, as you know, I'm going to tell you everything should be non-animal based for many reasons. One, for your health. Animal-based materials, leather, wool, anything with fur, silks, contain tons of chemicals. And when you're sitting in that sofa, your body is porous and we absorb all of those chemicals. So if you're sitting there with your baby or your child or your mom or your dad or your husband or partner, you're all absorbing those chemicals, so you don't want that. You want to stick with materials that are as non-toxic and clean as possible. Nothing animal-based, because as well as it being healthy and much cleaner for you and your environment, it's also ethical and it's good energy, and you want to surround yourself with good energy. So that's one. So that's the fabric on the outside. Now let's talk about what's under the fabric. You have the hardwood, which is the frame. You want to try to always look for things that have a certification, like an FSC certification, which shows that the wood comes from a forest and from a company that is adhering to sustainability, and also fair trade, meaning that they're treating their workers with proper wages. And you want to try to find things that have hardwoods that are not treated with chemicals. And there are companies out there that do that. We do that as well. So you have the hardwood. Now, the cushion most times we use is foam. There's a foam called CertiPure certified. It's less toxic than other foam. It's still not 100%, but it's better than the rest. So you want to put a CertiPure foam. And then if you want something soft and cushy, you know how sometimes you sit on a sofa and it's really soft and cushy? That's because it most likely has down. Down is made from feathers. You want to stay away from that for ethical reasons. It's a horrible industry for the geese and for the workers, and also laden with pesticides, soaked in chemicals. So what you can consider is a down alternative. A synthetic has chemicals, not as much as animal-based, but it's better, and it also feels just as soft and cushy as down feathers, and you didn't kill any animals, treat workers inhumanely, and you are using less chemicals. There's now also some fill that's made with cotton. Pretty good as well. Sometimes it gets a little lumpy, but they're working on that. So I typically will go with a synthetic down. So now that we know all our materials that we should use for our sofa, let's just talk very briefly about heights and things. If you're super tall like Santi, who is filming this, or super short like me, there he is, there's his big thumb. You see how tall he is? So if you're tall, the average height for a sofa seat is about 17 inches. That's the average. If you're tall, you can look for a sofa that has a height of up to 20 inches, because you want your legs to like clear the sofa. You don't want like your legs hanging over there. That's kind of weird, right? So think about like the really sleek, low Italian sofas. They're gorgeous, but for a tall person, long term, that could be a really uncomfortable kind of sofa to get. Also the depth, think about it. A taller person needs a little bit more space here. So the average, I think, is about 20, 22, Santi? 24, so you can go a little bit more like 25 with a tall person because they have a longer body. The back of the sofa can be up to 36, taller for a tall person. And for a shorter to average person, you're going to stick with the 17 high, the 20, 22 depth. For an elderly person, think of an average sized person. Don't think of a tall person, because try to picture an elderly person sitting on a really low Italian sofa and getting up. It can be really hard for them. So you want a sofa that's a little higher, like a tall person, and you want it a little shorter here, because if it's too deep, they can't get out. Kind of think of like a comfort height toilet. You know how they're taller? That's what you'd want for your sofa. Compare your sofa to a toilet for an elderly person and you're all set. And that's it, guys. I hope this gave you a little bit of info about what to think about when getting a sofa. See you later.